Welcome everybody to the Top Back Podcast, the show where we share our love for nerd culture for your entertainment. I'm one of your hosts, Matt.
And I'm Mike.
And if you're watching on YouTube, as you can see, we have a special guest with us today. We brought our friend from high school, a big Star Wars fan, probably bigger than the both of us combined, to the show to share her thoughts. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jo.
All high school buddies right here. So today we are going to talk about Disney Plus's hit show, new Star Wars show, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that just wrapped up the past week, and we're gonna share our thoughts and what we think where it's gonna lead from here. And yeah, so let's get into it. Jo, since you are our special guest, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay.
What I know. I'm gonna give you what were your initial thoughts when the whole series wrapped up? Like, what were your feelings towards it?
Honestly, I didn't like it. I mean, I probably had a lot of hopes too because
the New Hope.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it was just because it was Obi. I had like really, really like high thoughts for it because it's Obi. You know, that's a character we like grew up with and we all like really love. So, yeah, iconic, exactly. So, yeah. I
agree because Obi-Wan is my personal favorite character out of the entire Star Wars. So when they announced this a couple years back, I had really high expectations. Yeah. So I'm gonna save my thoughts for later, but yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. And Mike, how about you?
I think any Star Wars content, like, you can't love it without also hating it. And so I think just after 2 years of Disney Plus shows and everybody calling those shows like mid when it comes to Marvel stuff, so I kind of expected it to be where it was. But I mean, I enjoyed the show, especially in the last 2 episodes ish. But you know, I like it for what it is. Okay. And Space Jesus, Obi-Wan Kenobi's back. And then my boy Anakin. I'm a huge Anakin fan, so it was nice to see my guy Hayden.
Right. Okay, let's start with that then. So, what do you guys think about Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan? Ewan, coming back after 15 years since playing the character or more?
I will say I heard he practiced to get that his voice back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took a while to get that voice back, and apparently he had a really state of mind to get that voice. But it's nice to see him again for sure. And I think his age now kind of also matches.
It's appropriate.
Yeah, it was appropriate for the show. But I will say he did in one episode. I think it's maybe the second to last one, he let it go for a second, so his voice was
his accent came out.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, that's not Obi's voice.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about, exactly.
Yeah. Because he's Irish, right, or something like that.
I forgot.
There's another character I will say at the very end that his accent came up, and I could tell you haven't played this character in a while, so I'll save that for later. So, did you guys feel like this was the right time to bring an Obi-Wan show? Since Star Wars is kind of trying to come back from the sequel trilogy bullshit, they're trying to regain the fandom that they once had. So. I
mean, I think it was time, and they are doing a lot of shows, Mandalorian, Boba came out. I think it's fine, and like I mentioned about his age now kind of works out with the story. So yeah, I think
his age works.
Yeah, his age. For sure his age.
That's why I asked, because it's been 15 years. Do you think it would have been benefited if it was released or made earlier?
Everything falls into place. It's the good timing. We had to have the sequel trilogies be bad so that we can appreciate the other stuff. And this is the bridge. This is the one show that really bridges everything. Not everybody has watched Rebels.
Yeah.
Not everybody has watched Clone Wars, but everyone's seen the movies. So I think this show had a tough challenge at the start to connect everything. And there's a lot of plot holes.
There's a lot of plot holes.
But that's just Star Wars fans complaining about the littlest things at time. And even when you get to other characters like Reva or Moses Ingram, what she had to deal with, this show, a lot of fans also bombed the reviews of the show. Have you guys seen that?
When they first came out?
Yeah, because all that racist shit going on.
Oh yeah,
they bomb reviewed it.
Yeah.
So I think it hit its mark in just being connecting both the prequels and the original, and then ignoring the sequel shit. So yeah. I mean, that's what I wanted. So I think the timing was good.
Yeah.
and you brought both actors back, like the two main, like Hayden, because Hayden was like off the face of the earth. No one heard of a Hayden for a while. He practically retired. I mean, like, I don't know any other movie besides Takers.
Well, I was gonna say there's this thing where he has a Star Wars curse because he played such an iconic role. It's really hard for him to play like anything else. So I think after Star Wars, it was just hard for him to find something.
I don't blame him. I'll be the same too. Like
it's an iconic role though. So
He got a lot of criticism though. Like, I mean, like
before, right?
Yeah, because of George Lucas's writing and direction.
Yeah. And I've said this many times. I don't think Hayden's actually a great actor, but
I think he is in other shows, other movies.
Yeah, but specifically with the prequel trilogy, the way George Lucas directed it, obviously it didn't bring out the best in him.
Of course.
So I can't give him all the blame. But when you see him, that's Anakin.
That's my guy.
Yeah, that's your guy.
That's my guy. I'm my childhood, my boyhood crush again.
Yeah. So I want to ask you something too, because you guys actually watched the Clone Wars series. Was this a good transitional piece? Like, did it flow well if you're watching Clone Wars into this show?
let me think about this one for a minute. But yes, I will say so. Just, I think they did. I mean, there wasn't much, I will say, but
It didn't add much to it.
it didn't add much to it. I'm trying to think if there was anything, but
The Clone Wars show did good leading up to episode 3.
yes, I agree on that 100%.
And like, I just finished
Okay.
Clone Wars like literally last week.
Clone Wars only takes place between 2 and 3?
Yeah, it's 2.5.
Okay.
Star Wars 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
But from this point, like, I mean, it has all its nods to like his Form 3 pose and everything, like hello there and all that cool stuff. But I don't think you have to watch Clone Wars like that to enjoy this
the
show.
show.
And I think also in this show, like, we both wanted to see the two heavy hitters, but I think the introduction of Reva kind of took away attention from being an Obi-Wan show.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know your thoughts on Reva.
So
You wanna go
Reva.
into that?
So Mike, you're the one that suggested for me to play a Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
it helped me a little bit to gain some, perspective on certain things. Like
Inquisitors.
the Inquisitors, I had no
Yes.
idea because I know they're in the Clone Wars too, right?
they're,
No, they're not.
uh,
They're rebels.
Rebels. So they're in that show. So I was like, are they Sith or are they? What the fuck are they to Darth Vader? It's like,
They're not. They don't even like Darth Vader. Darth Vader don't.
oh,
like,
okay.
They're like
Hold on.
they're like Palpatine's other side crew to do all his bidding.
Okay.
And then Vader doesn't even fuck with them.
So
It's
they're like the B side of the Sith.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
They have
He
Sith
treats them like
powers.
shit. Like he be killing them left and right.
Because they were not. I was not impressed with the Inquisitors like at all. None of the characters. It was,
Dude, the Grand Inquisitor's design was horrible.
I was so mad about that when I saw the previews. That was the first thing I said. I was like, "Is that Gran or is that a different Inquisitor? If it's Gran,
what's wrong with him?
so in Rebels, his head is more like big,
Uh-huh.
like rounded. His was just a round head. It was more like, I guess, like an oval, more of a shape.
Okay.
And I don't, yeah, and he looks cooler in Rebels. His eyes were cooler. He just seems so much cooler in Rebels. And when they introduced him to in Obi, I was like, come on, like, you have like some CGI budget. Like, I was a little disappointed because
supposed to look like Episode 3.
Yeah, they
really?
did a good job to that. He has the oval heads.
Okay.
And the voice in the show is Mr. Malfoy.
Oh,
Lucius.
is it?
So they didn't even get him to do it. So
That's interesting.
And like the head looks like, you could tell it's like a prosthetic or bald cap. So the head just looked really weird.
natural.
And then Han from Fast and the Furious is the fifth brother.
Yeah, that distracted
And
me.
he looks really bad. He looks like a bad Mortal Kombat character.
I was telling we did the Mandalorian series and Boba Fett. I was telling Mike that these like A-list actors coming into the Star Wars world, it really distracts me a lot. Like Kingo, fucking what's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when I see characters like that join, it really distracts me. I don't know why. It's like you guys could just get other actors for this shit. You don't need A-list actors for this stuff.
Ewan McGregor's daughter was in it.
Really? Yeah, I don't know.
The girl that was giving him drugs, talking about, I had a dad once. That's his daughter.
Really?
That's pretty cool. Just shout out to
Okay.
McGregor's.
I'm gonna stick with the Inquisitors real quick because we do have to talk about Reva, who is, in my opinion, the worst character in this whole fucking series. Not because of necessarily her character, because I like the idea of her like being a Padawan in the Order 66 coming into this, but I think it's the way they portrayed her and the way she acted. It just didn't hit like I feel like they could have hit it. because I don't know if it's a story about Obi-Wan, I really don't want any other characters to really be involved this heavy, because she was like the third most important character in the whole thing, right? Yeah. Next to Anakin and Obi-Wan.
It felt like she was higher than Anakin at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, why do we need this in this story, you know? So what do you guys think about Reva, like from the jump?
Okay.
Go off, Jhoeanna.
Yeah. I'm going to push the mic.
Well, in the first episode, she was just already too much. Even the part where she was chasing Leia in I forgot what city that was called. But what? Yeah. But like it was like too much parkour. Like I was like, okay, like it's not that much of an intense chase. It's just a child.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that far.
It's not that far. I mean, like I'm short myself. I'm 4'10" if you can't see in this camera, but I'm 4'10" and I already have struggles like running my little legs. So I'm like, it's a child. They have little legs. It's easy to catch them, but like it was just too much parkour. What else do I want to say about Reva?
How about her placement in the thing? Do you think her character actually could have added something to the story to make it better?
I mean, do you want to say something? Go ahead.
No, you first. I was gonna say, like, for the way they roll her, like we had that flashback scene at the very beginning of like her as a kid, and you don't find out till later that. I mean, obviously that's her, right, as a Padawan, and she described that she was hiding around the bodies,
right.
And like,
Which
I wish I saw it through her eyes right then and there, so I can have some sympathy for her or empathy, whatever, and see her motivations. But they just like dragged it out. She kind of paralleled Anakin, and that's what they were trying to do, just like being very revengeful and just lashing out. And she was right on a lot of things. She's like, we got shit done, but she kind of went about things very like comical to the audience, you know.
She definitely overacted.
She overacted.
Too. Like for real, I cannot take her seriously. Even when she tried to be intimidating, like giving orders to the stormtroopers, I just don't buy it. There's just something about her. I think what would have helped, like aesthetically too, is like if they gave her like yellow eyes or something, because she looked too normal to be like a Sith. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're not Sith.
I know. I'm just saying. Even all the Inquisitors have a little something to them, like a little darkness to them. But this one, she's just black. She's like there's nothing distinguishing about her besides.
She looks like her, by the way.
Oh, does she really? Can you guys explain something to me too? She got stabbed twice now, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Can you? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, okay. So, yes, she got stabbed, and Star Wars just needs to do a better job on this, given the whole Darth Maul thing. So for those who don't know, obviously Darth Maul gets cut in half, and then in Clone Wars he just
comes back. Right?
He's alive.
Yeah.
He not only gets cut in half, he falls in a hole, like a really deep hole, and then he's just survived. And I was like, what is this? Like, I was really upset about that.
That's when he came back with like spider legs.
Yeah,
right?
he had spider legs, correct. But like, what is that? And then in Obi, the Grand Inquisitor gets like stabbed, and he just pops back up in the episode, doesn't even give us an explanation. He just like is alive right next to Darth Vader, and I'm like, okay, are they not gonna give more details about that? And then same with Reva, she gets stabbed, and yeah, she's just fine. Like maybe she's a little sore, maybe like we saw a little bit of that when she was like running or chasing, but like.
I even went back to episode 1 I was curious, like, okay, maybe they stabbed Qui-Gon in a different place. Maybe that's why he died.
Yeah.
Maybe they stabbed Reva like in a non-critical area twice.
So like with the Grand Inquisitor, they said his species has 2 stomachs. So that's the cop out. That's the cop out. And you already know he survives in Rebels.
Yes.
So
you know that.
That's why like those kind of decisions, people need to be aligned with what the shows have done, so that it makes sense in the live action.
Right.
Which is why I appreciate Hayden, because he went back to watch Clone Wars. He went back to watch some of the Rebels scene.
Yeah,
he did his research.
Yeah.
But I feel like some of these creators on these shows are not aligned with what's fucking possible, what has been done, or whatever. So
I think what they could have done with Reva, honestly, they should have killed her off, because there's no consequence to this show, and that's what bothered me about these kind of tie-ins, is because anything that happens to Obi-Wan, Leia, Darth Vader, you know they're going to survive anything because it's part of the story. There's no stakes at all. So, did you want to say something?
I was pretty much going to say they probably wanted to keep her alive to have her own story, but
they're supposed to make a spin-off with her, right?
I personally, like, what's the spin-off gonna be? Like, I don't, there's, like, all of us, she's a new character to us, so we're not, attached to her.
I had a theory that she's going to be like Ahsoka to Obi-Wan at some point, if they're going to build her up.
I was gonna say that, like, it's Disney again with, like, we're in a world where we need to get more diversity, and not to hate on the actor or anything, but I think that also plays into the decision.
I agree.
Of, like, maybe casting or things like that. And I think she's beautiful. Like, I think she
actually is a good actress.
She's a good actress. Yeah. And Ewan McGregor, like, put his money on it. He said the same thing. So I think they are going to build her character just because, like, they got to make money.
Right.
They got to continue more stories. She might hunt down Inquisitors, because Inquisitors are not around during Episode 4, A New Hope.
Right.
There's no mention of them at that time.
Yeah, because they're that.
They were extinct by then. Yeah. So maybe her story is hunting them down. But that's just a small theory there.
And this takes place 10 years before A New Hope, right? Yeah. That's the timeline?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot. They can probably make something in between that time, 10 years. So,
but transitioning from Reva to A New Hope, like, did you expect Leia to be a big focal point?
I didn't expect her to be in the show at all.
Me too. That's the girl from Bird Box.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Little cutie girl. No, she could act. I love Leia, whatever her name is, because the way she acts in this show is exactly how she acted in New Hope. Like, she's hella too much attitude. She's overconfident. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. And it's like, yeah, that's how she plays.
Yeah, and I agree. And I was gonna say, as a child, it's also kind of hard to act.
Yeah, you saw Anakin.
Yeah, I mean, fair. But just having that relationship also with, like, Obi, or, sorry, what's his name again?
Yeah,
Ben?
No, like, his real name. Sorry.
Oh, Ewan McGregor?
I can never say his name. But, yes, like, you're coming into the show. You don't know who this old man is, and you have to pretend to have a good, like, relationship with this guy. I'm just saying, right. As a kid, just imagine. But yeah, like, it was good. There was, like, good chemistry there, and that's really hard to find, especially with
episode 1 they already had chemistry.
Yeah. It's like, just pretend you're my daughter. Or I'm your father, more like grandfather.
Yeah.
Like, damn, she really, like, riffed off of him really well. She saved his ass when the stormtroopers were in the truck with them.
That's what I was gonna say. There are some good moments, like, writing wise, where I was like, okay, I can feel the emotion as far as, like, Ewan, he lost Padme, so it's like he does see a bit of her in Leia, and a little bit of his dad too. So it's kind of
a lot too. Like,
yeah,
like, just being able to run around and shit, adventurous, and, like, that whole scene of Ewan when he finds out Anakin's alive. I thought that was cool. Yeah, minus the Revo stuff, but the whole reaction to his face, like, Anakin, and then you cut to Anakin in the tank. Yeah, that was a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, there's some good directing choices, and, like, again, this show had a lot of potential. I just wish they would have thought it out more, and in some cases, but
I will say, because it's a TV show, it's not a movie. So movies, I get, they try to cut things off and just try to cramp everything, but because this is a TV show, I feel like you have, like, the directors, producers, whatever, you have enough time to build this more. Like, that's what I think. Like they could have showed, like, Reva's story, like, a lot more. Yeah, like, more story on that. Just, like, a lot of, like, it's a TV show. You could do more episodes, make it more longer, and just more character development would have been great, in my opinion.
The 6-episode formula is, like, hindering all these Disney Plus shows.
The
like,
big climax.
Yeah, they just, like, rush through it, or like, it's either something's really good in the middle or something's really good in the end, but not a full-on. The entire season was like, it got you.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe another, like you said, like a whole Reva episode of maybe the whole flashback of her hiding from the stormtroopers, like dodging Anakin's fucking stabbing her and shit. So, I don't know. The show had potential.
Yeah.
But
even if she, like, survived Anakin as a child, I want to know how she escaped that.
Exactly.
Like, there's
he's Vader also.
Yeah, I want to know like how she knows Vader. How, like, there was a bunch of stormtroopers. Did they not see a child running around? Like, what? Like, they need to explain that more.
I see you moving.
When did they even explain that she was hiding just within the bodies?
She said that she hid among the bodies. That's also the stupid thing too. Like there's a wall between her and Obi-Wan, and they're having just a conversation while everyone's around them.
That was actually the only good acting portion she had, in my opinion. Yeah. That talk she had with Obi-Wan with that door.
Yeah, and then everybody's in the back like, we can hear you. Again, back to Leia. I think she held her own. And what do you guys think about like the fight scenes or choreography or any of the special effects?
All right. Yeah, for the fight scene with Darth Vader and Reva, I personally, there were some scenes I was like, oh, that's kind of sick, that's dope. But then also I'm like, damn, he's super like OP right now, OP. Like a little too much. Yeah. And then his fight scene with Obi was, well,
there's three technically.
Oh my, yeah, there's three technically. I guess more of the last one I would say was. Like there was
too much.
It was. I mean, there's not too much. I would say it was like, where was that OP power now? Like I get it. Maybe you still have strong connections with Obi, and that's why you can't bring out the OP, like the superpower that you have. But it was just like, I don't know. There was a lot, and then there was a missed opportunity, in my opinion, when Obi. This is the last fight. Obi and Darth was fighting, and he was throwing dirt, or he put him on the floor or underground. He could have said, "I'm on the higher ground now," or whatever he says.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, you should have said it."
You should have laughed. Like, look, what was it? What was the Michael Scott line? Oh, how the turntables.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so since we guys talking about that, let's just get into Vader then. Let's get into Anakin. Okay.
So like when Vader came in, like his introduction, like I loved it. Like when he walked in and just started like. He choked the dad, cracked the neck of the son. And he was just going ham. Yeah. And I was watching it this morning again, and my girlfriend and I were laughing because Obi-Wan, when he sees Obi-Wan, right? I thought they were just going to go at it. But Obi-Wan's like, let me just run around a little bit with my lightsaber off. And then they fought. And then, like you said, he's very OP, whooping Obi-Wan's ass. I actually enjoyed the scene when he was like torturing him on the fire.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
I will say that he brought.
He's been waiting to do that for 10 years.
It was a reverse Uno card. Like you put the fire out.
You burn me, I burn you.
Yeah, exactly. What else was I gonna say about that?
I will say that this Vader though, I like this one better than Rogue One Vader. For some reason, James Earl Jones, Mufasa, he sounded more energetic, like almost like. It was 40 years ago again. So like, okay, it was nice to have that energy. And I have to keep in mind that this Vader is not the same Vader in Empire Strikes Back. Like this is still technically a young Vader. Yeah, this is still Anakin with his prime powers right now. So it's like, okay, I can believe that you have all of these abilities still. Like the fact that he can hold the whole ship down and just rip it apart. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like,
and I was like, why didn't he just pull the other one?
He drained all his energy.
Yeah, just like Fallen Order. Like, oh fuck.
I have no more force left. But yeah, like I do agree that his it can be a little distracting, I guess. The fact that he can do these things, but he doesn't choose to do it in these situations is like, I don't know. The force doesn't make sense to me anymore.
That's not how the
force works.
Going back to when Darth went to go, when he came out, or I guess Obi was running around hiding, I personally wish there was more development on Obi, like relearning how to use the Force, how to use his lightsaber, because like I was just like, he was running around, he was like scared, didn't know how to use it. And then when he I just wish there was more development, because like when he had his last fight, I was like, he just thought about Luke and Leia, and then he was like, all of a sudden he got really like good, and I'm like, what? You just thought about the kids, and that's what got you? I also personally think I would have liked more flashbacks.
Yes,
I think it would just build. Again, it's a TV show. You could have just added it. It would have been a lot like better, just so I could relate more, or just.
Flashback was too late.
This show would have been if it was just a Vader Obi-Wan show. I would have been perfectly fine with that.
Yep.
Because that's the whole heart of the show, the relationship and how the different contrasts and all
brothers.
The brothers and
you're my brother, Anakin.
Yeah, that one scene of that was supposed to be Attack of the Clones Anakin, right?
Yeah.
Even though he looked like 45.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so mad
It's
about
like
that.
Yeah,
You
I
guys-
actually liked it because it's like you see his face. I know they have the technology to make him younger.
It's like,
but I
why
liked it.
didn't you though? It's like,
I know, but they probably put all the budget on everything
oh
else.
my god, they have no excuse for Disney. They have unlimited budget, bro.
Hey, I know, but for me, for just as a Hayden fan, like I'll take him whatever it is.
But his acting in that scene was great.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, well,
Like his smile, like I
can
got you,
believe the
motherfucker.
kinship between them in that scene,
Yeah.
that one scene.
This is why, like, because they were trying to go for that Logan movie, like centralize on a character, like, but they had too much Reva at times.
That's what I'm saying.
Even Leia, like Leia running around with her Lola and shit, like all that side plot stuff was distracting. Everybody wants a Vader / Obi-Wan.
I don't understand how they can't.
And now that I think about it with Jhoeanna's points about like maybe more flashbacks, that's where having another episode or two would have made this show a lot better.
I agree.
Because like if you look at it, every episode, there's 6 episodes, they all reflected something from the movies, like a specific thing. But you could have added more, 1 or 2 more to flesh it out.
Right. Here's my biggest gripe, and I wish, I don't know what contracts they had with this person, but fucking Liam Neeson is Qui-Gon. If they incorporated him more into the show, because when Jhoeanna was talking about you want to see more training, the first episode, you saw Obi-Wan trying to reach his master the whole time. I thought Qui-Gon was going to pop in at least one time, even just the voice, not even just him.
Yes, at least when he was in the ship, there was one point where he was on the ship and he was talking like master, like I forgot what he was saying. He was just talking to his master. I was like, oh, he's coming, he has to come.
Yeah.
And then he didn't. At least his voice would have been good.
Something.
Yeah.
They could have saved the Force Ghost later. That's fine, but just have him be there somewhere.
You know
just
why?
something.
Because like as Obi-Wan was calling, Liam Neeson's like, I don't know who you are. I will find you.
What was his last line in the whole thing? Like, I
like,
wasn't here because
you couldn't see me. So it's like go back to the Clone Wars stuff, like of like you have to go through this training. Like Qui-Gon didn't finish his training. Technically Yoda did or whatever. Yoda lied. He said, "Commune with him, I will teach you." But he didn't teach him shit. So what were you doing in 10 years? So again, more plot holes there. But it led to the big reveal at the end where everybody gets to celebrate. So, but yeah, I mean, I was waiting for Qui-Gon the entire series.
I can't lie, I threw my hands up when he finally showed up.
I was waiting for Cal Kestis too. That was my big prediction, but that didn't happen.
And when Jhoeanna was talking about accents, I heard his fucking Irish accent come out as Qui-Gon. It's like, when you were in episode 1, you didn't sound like that.
Yeah, I think maybe Liam Neeson is just very expensive.
Yeah,
I don't know. Again, they have only limited budget. They couldn't CGI Anakin's like face. They couldn't get CGI on his on the Grand's head. Like
His excuse was he doesn't like TV shows. He only likes doing movies.
Here's where I was going to...
But that's where he just did that small cameo.
I was going to counteract because he was on an episode of Atlanta, Liam Neeson.
He was also in Clone Wars as a voice.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
So, okay,
that was his Andrew Garfield lie. Having him at the end, you already lost viewers taking the show seriously by episode 3 and 4. So that was all fan service at the end, which I get to the point why people like don't like the show as it should have been. So Qui-Gon should have been like episode 2 or episode 3. Let's train for one whole episode, Obi-Wan, so you can match up with Darth Vader. Because like it's like the analogy of riding a bike, right? But he rode a motorcycle instead at the very end. How do you go from riding this bike to a motorcycle that strong just because you thought of Leia and Luke for like 2 small scenes, bro? It's like, what the fuck?
This is what I'm saying. This show would have been great if they had more character development. Like for everyone practically. Like, yeah, like Reva's her story, Obi like getting his powers and just flashbacks of like Anakin and stuff. I think something more character development would have helped this show, honestly.
General Kenobi. Shout out to Ice Cube's son too.
Oh yeah, did that distract you too?
It distracted me, bro.
I knew he was coming. I thought he was Quinn Voss or whatever, the one of the Jedis.
I forgot about to talk about her too. What do you guys think of Tala?
I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so I didn't really.
Oh yeah,
She's in Game of Thrones too. Okay, because I was like, what does this character add to the story?
Yes, I think again going back to character development, I would like to know more about her. Like she just sacrificed her life for everyone.
Right. She looked at the droid like they were in love. She was like,
She did.
I was like, what is this? Is this even possible?
Oh my god, can we talk about her death scene real quick?
Yeah, exactly. She like a bomb. Like I didn't feel her death at all. We just saw her 2 episodes ago.
I just want to talk about these fucking stormtroopers that can't hit shit like 10 feet away from them.
Yeah, and then
a whole corridor of fucking people. It's like they just have to shoot randomly and they can kill anybody. I don't get it.
there was a scene where Tala was what was she wearing? Like the Darth stuff. I forgot what it's called. But she was in the ship, and then they were like, "You don't have access" or something. And then she went back, and she went to go kick that guy's ass. And I was like, "Did no one hear that? Did no one see that happen? Like, that's pretty loud to go kick someone's ass like that." Like, I was surprised.
Behind the thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? That scene where yeah.
I was like, even the video game wouldn't let you get away with that shit. There'd be some noise.
God. Oh, that was cool too. I forgot to mention that. That what was that place
Fortress
called?
in
The Fortress. Yeah,
Inquisitors.
that was in Jedi Fallen Order
Yes,
too, right?
exactly.
So, like,
That's why I told you to watch it. But it's the same exact plot.
it's same thing. Like it's even the way to escape, it's the same shit.
The security was like pretty horrible
Terrible.
after two shit. Like,
Mhm.
so that episode was really weak.
That could have been left off the table
Exactly.
entirely
And
because
they
they was
just-
just trying to get Leia, right?
Yeah,
that
so
whole thing.
like me and Matt's thing, we hate being in Tatooine. And like finally they've gone to different planets, like a Hong Kong looking one, a regular mountain planet, and then the fortress. But you could have omitted that episode and
I didn't
just
see the point.
Yeah, exactly.
It just gave them an excuse just to go to a different planet.
yeah, and just to do like all this set design and things like that. And I can't take Han seriously, like the fifth brother,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
I think he was long.
Can you guys actually explain this to me? What is this whole sister brother like fifth blah blah blah?
so it's like whoever it's like first in first out, or whoever joins. Like I joined first. I'm the first brother.
Oh,
You
that's
join
it?
second brother.
There's no like
You-
ranking system to
No.
it? Oh, okay.
I mean, there's a lot, and there's some that haven't appeared.
Mhm.
But that's why I wanted you to play Fallen Order so you can get an idea for their lightsabers and shit.
Okay.
I did hear that. That you need to play the games to like understand everything more, which I
not-
didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I know I've heard great things, and I think like you know how like was it Mandalorian, that show made everyone watch Clone Wars. That pushed me to watch Clone Wars.
It made me want to watch.
Yeah,
Clone-
so I mean, I'm pretty sure because of Obi, people will start playing the games. It's how they market
Sequel
stuff.
just came out too.
Yeah, they just
Jedi
announced a
Survivor.
sequel to
So
it.
it's like that's a great point. Like I've heard people talk about wanting a Cal Kestis show because the actor is the Joker on the Gotham show and thing like that. So it's like you have enough content to put out characters that people like, but you focus on the Rivas, the new characters
Right.
that it's hard to really grasp. them,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
the problem with the show is that this is a legacy character show. This
Exactly,
is
I know,
Obi-Wan.
I know. So
it's-
yeah, just focus on Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and Darth Vader. That's all we want to see. And I don't understand why the creators don't understand that simple concept. It's like focus them on at least 70% of the time, but they each got like maybe 25% of the whole show.
Yeah.
So it's like, what does the other 50% go?
Dude, I forgot Luke was around.
Ah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I thought we were protecting Luke. We were protecting his sister. Luke got it bad, dude. She living on a palace. He's like playing on the sand, bro.
Using his imagination. What do you guys think about who's uncle and aunt?
Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen and Baru. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think they played
Not enough.
well. Yeah, not enough. But what I saw is like they just were just trying to live a life and have a kid, or like Luke. I mean, honestly, there was some scenes where I'm like, you could have shot better or whatever, or like, who Luke is. You should have had an escape plan, or like have a secret tunnel, build one, because you know who Luke is. You should have had this ready when Reba was after him. But
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, just run in the desert. And it was funny because when they were looking for him, oh, he's gone. I'm like, yeah, you're in the middle of the desert and your guys aren't splitting up. Like, what?
My only issue is like there's not many places to hide in a vast ass desert.
Dude, he was like-
if you just look around quickly, you'll see some type of movement.
Just Luke, just run. Okay, run where?
Where?
Where do I meet you, Unc? And like, when like Reva's walking, because the whole thing is that it's the Tusken Raiders. You mean to tell me this entire time Luke didn't turn around and like, oh, there's a red light from behind me?
I'm so upset about that.
That's the problem of like connecting everything. Like you don't know what a Jedi is. Like, and the whole back and forth, they kept fucking up. Like, how does Leia know him as Ben or Obi-Wan? Yeah,
that's true.
They
That's
never
true.
really. There's so many like inconsistencies. Like you'll just go down a bad rabbit hole.
This is why Leia threw me off. Her addition to the show is because in the trailer she's nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
but they marketed Luke
Exactly.
in the trailer, so I thought he was going to be more involved. Like did he even speak?
No, he just smiled.
He didn't say one word, right?
No.
Okay, not even at the end when Obi-Wan was trying to talk to him, right?
It was just hello there.
Yeah, it could have been.
which gave me goosebumps because I was like, what is he gonna say? And it was like, it's a fucking me, Mike.
Yeah, it's a little creepy though. It's like, do you want to meet him?
Going back to the Reva chasing Luke, I was pissed off when that happened. Yeah, like how you were saying, you're telling me that Luke didn't look back to see who was chasing him. Like that's like common, like all the time. Like when you're running from something, you want to look too, like how far they are or anything. But like, and then
he's a kid though. He's fly or fight. You know.
I mean,
you know.
as a kid, I feel like this would be traumatizing, and I would remember that red like saber thing, you know, even though he didn't know what it was. And then when they were at the mountain and he was hiding, he saw her. Like you saw the saber, and like as a kid, I feel like this is a traumatizing moment, so you would remember that. And I was really pissed that they introduced that. Like she could have used the Force or something, but no, showed the lightsaber. And yeah, it was probably like what really made me mad about on the show, honestly.
I just hate they were on Tatooine again, though, honestly, because I fucking hate going back there every time, too, to the same fucking place.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this, because, like, after you had the fan service at the end, like, I enjoyed it at the end, but would you want a season 2, them to continue? Because people were talking about it.
Where can they go from here, though?
I don't know, maybe, like, meditating for 3 episodes.
I would want a Qui-Gon, like, something more of a Qui-Gon, I guess, but...
That'd be good.
Because it ends with Obi-Wan going to the canyon to train more, right?
Yeah. So if there was a season 2, they would probably talk about like Obi's training a lot more. Maybe show his story a little, dive deeper, but we'll see. And then maybe more about Reva. I know a lot of people don't like Reva, but like, you know, they kind of kept it as like, where does this go now?
Yeah.
You know, so she'll probably be in that, but I don't know, maybe Darth and Obi will see each other again.
Oh, hold on. There's one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
There's one more thing. Obi-Wan's last line to Darth Vader was like, he called him Darth.
Yeah.
I was like, why did you call him Darth?
Because in the New Hope, he calls him Hello, Darth. When they finally see
says
each other.
that?
He says that.
Okay, never
so
mind.
everything is a callback. And
it just sounds so stupid, though.
I know. But that I dig that scene a lot because like you see Anakin's face, Hayden's face, and then the voice switches. And so he gives him the scar, and it's this side of the mask. Ahsoka in Rebels does the other side.
I did see that scene. Yeah,
so that's
cool.
why it makes Luke's bringing his dad back perfect, because he finally removes the helmet, like what it all symbolizes, blah, blah, blah.
The only reason why it bothered me is because I know Darth is a universal term for the Sith, right? Like Darth Maul. That's not a name. Vader is his name.
But that's just a callback to
it just bothered me.
Yeah, I know. It's just nitpicking.
It sounds stupid.
Let's talk about that scene again. Like I did like that scene. That's probably one thing I did like, because the split mask or the broken mask or whatever, and you could see both boys, and you could like, I felt the emotional connection there. I'm like, oh my god, and how you were saying, like Ahsoka hit one side in Rebels, and Obi was the other side, but it was crazy that his own Padawan and his own like master
did the same thing to him.
Yeah, I mean, but like they couldn't.
They're trying to reach him.
Yeah, they couldn't reach him, but it was his son that he doesn't even know. You know, but you know, it's his son was the only one who could take out that helmet.
Like when you see the Clone Wars and see their friendship, all three of them, especially the last season, like how they're just like, there were so many moments Ahsoka or Obi-Wan could have stopped the Emperor, that interaction, that fall from grace.
Right.
There's so many like little things. Maybe Ahsoka talking to Anakin one more time.
So they have a relationship in the show, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan.
I mean, like, it's like big brother, little sister. Not as close as Anakin, but they've all worked.
That's what I'm saying.
They've all worked with each other enough to be like
because Ahsoka
kinship.
is Anakin's Padawan, right? Okay, so
little sis.
And then just so a little explanation on that, in Clone Wars, Ahsoka was introduced, and then Obi's like, "Oh, hi, like you're gonna be mine," and then she's like, "Actually, I'm gonna be under Anakin," and then like that's how the whole
Okay. That'd be cool. So, because if you say that, then maybe there's something there for season 2. Maybe Ahsoka could meet up with Obi-Wan at some point or something like that.
I agree with both of you that there's nothing to really flesh out for season 2 because they just announced more shows like Andor, which is a Rebels focused. I would like more of a Darth Vader show series while James Earl Jones is still going.
I know, right?
And because there's a lot of comics on Darth Vader. Obi-Wan Ewan McGregor's getting hella old now. Do we want him to be New Hope age?
I mean, he might as well.
Nah, I think he's done. Let him retire in peace.
No.
I mean, to be fair, Patrick Stewart
I know.
He came back.
He looks terrible.
And he looks old, but he came back for Doctor Strange.
But Darth Vader show would be cool. Ahsoka's coming out.
Yeah.
Mandalorian season 3. I don't think they have time for another Obi-Wan.
Ahsoka's show would be good because I'm curious.
I swear
about
to
her.
God, if they mess up Ahsoka Tano's show, I'm gonna throw some bricks.
Wait, do you like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka though? Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka? Did she capture the energy from the show?
I think so. 'Cause she's
Yeah.
40, 50.
Yeah.
Because that's my only reference to Ahsoka at this point.
So if for the Ahsoka series, I really hope they get like a younger version of her, and she also has different clothing as she gets older and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm very, very attached to the Clone Wars one. That's like,
I mean, that's the original one, right?
yeah, but it was just like everything of Ahsoka was there, and I hope they bring that kind of energy, that character, her little sass a little bit. Yeah, like in Clone Wars, I think Anakin calls her Snippy because of her snippy attitude. So hey Snips. So I hope they bring that in Ahsoka. If they don't, I'm gonna be really mad.
The Ahsoka one is like, she's mature, but like Jhoeanna said, like you still have to get that energy and that the sassiness to go along with it, because that's what makes her fan favorite.
Okay, because she's pretty stoic in the Mandalorian series,
exactly, because
right?
where she's setting, she's like in the middle of a small war against so and so. But I think the show should really show all the elements of her character, not just super stoic like old woman kind of shit, you know.
She's really chill. I mean, when she hangs out with Luke, it's just like,
yeah, you remind me of your father. Yeah, but we need to see more. Like, what the fuck have you been doing this time?
Yeah,
you got a boo thing yet? Did you hook up with the dude as you got older?
A little wild child, huh? Yeah, so. That's cool. All right, so
rating time?
Yeah, I mean, let me first of all, what's like both of y'all? What's like your 2 top moments and 2 worst moments from the show?
Ooh.
Go.
Okay, top 2. I will say what I enjoyed was that scene where they where it was Darth Vader and Obi, and the mask was all split into different boys. I just felt that connection,
the last fight,
and he's like, you know, my friend's no longer there, kind of thing. So that was just very emotional.
That
for me.
was actually
that
very
was
nice.
I'm trying to think.
He said something like, "I killed Anakin."
Yeah, that was
not you. So
because that's your own fault.
Yeah.
That's good writing.
Yeah, that was good writing, because you would think he would say like, "Yeah, you killed myself, but I actually killed myself to become Darth Vader," or whatever. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that was my top one. I think I will.
Leia running around.
Not Leia running around. I think it's more. It was one of the fight scenes, and I'm trying to think which one. Because they didn't show the character development, I can't say it's the last one, because again, he just thought about Leia and Luke, and then Obi just became strong out of nowhere. It was sick, and he's like using the Force to throw rocks. That was dope. But I don't know. I was just like, because they didn't show that development as much, I couldn't like it as much.
You couldn't accept it because it's very OP for Obi.
Yeah, it was definitely OP. I would say just that flashback scene, even though they didn't CGI Anakin's face, I would say that one was kind of cool to see.
I think they did CGI, just didn't do it enough.
They could have done
they didn't
better.
at all?
They could have done. They just.
That pisses me off more than they didn't even try.
It could have thrown in some makeup. Like, geez, I could do that. But I think those are my top 2. Okay, and then the worst 2. I already said it. It was the Reva and the dark, or then bringing out the saber and chasing Luke. I was like, are you serious? That really pissed me off.
So favorite moment, even though I did bag on a little bit, it was seeing Qui-Gon again, because that is my Obi-Wan's my favorite character, but Qui-Gon is my favorite Jedi for some reason. I don't know why. It's just the way he portrays himself.
I remember my other one now.
Okay, well, finish yours.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And then that was my favorite moment. My second favorite moment is not really a moment. It's just the way he's portrayed. I love Darth Vader in this whole series. I think this is the best portrayal of
Disney
him.
does good with Darth Vader.
I know.
Ironically.
That was good. You're right.
Yeah,
They
it's hard to
actually-
fuck him up, but Darth Vader. I think acting wise, his power and his presence is all there in this show. Like that's a perfect representation of Darth Vader, in my opinion.
I will say. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I will say, this Darth Vader was sick.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just
the
like,
best.
oh, okay, this is pretty good. I will give Disney that.
Yeah. Oh, my worst moment is definitely Reva. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's just
Just
Reva.
writing.
I'm
That's
sorry.
the typical Star Wars trope of you got some really good shit and
Yeah.
you got really dumb shit.
And again, no shade to the actor because I'm sure she's a great actress, but this is not your show, dude. I'm sorry. And or the writers
You're gonna
just
do
did
some
you wrong.
heavy writing to
Yeah.
to make her likable. Favorite moment? I think you both. I mean, everything's been Darth Vader. I think mine was when he was burning Obi-Wan for some weird reason. Because it's like he's been thinking about it for 10 years, and his castle is where he was reborn / died.
Mustafar? Yeah.
So he's looking at the same lava river, like, ooh, I'm gonna get this motherfucker back. You guys both took my favorite ones. No, it was good. And then least favorite, I think I really got annoyed when Leia was running around the streets and in the woods and nobody was catching her. I know she's a little kid, but it's just
Right.
the way they pace some things, it
doesn't make sense.
there's a lot of things that don't make sense. Even if you don't deep dive into it that much, there's a lot of questionable things, like directions they went.
Yeah.
But I did like Deborah Chow in Mandalorian, her episodes, but this one, it might have been better if she switched off.
Because she did the entire thing.
She did the
right?
entire thing.
Okay.
So that's just my thoughts.
Let me give it to Taika.
Okay, I remember another one that I didn't like.
I got one more.
Okay, wait. Okay, so the one thing another thing I didn't like was the whole Grand and Reba both got stabbed by a lightsaber, and they didn't explain that. Come on, maybe I think the Grand explained something about revenge is what keeps you alive or something. Come on, that's it. That's what keeps you alive.
Maybe the kyber crystal's not as strong in that one.
Don't hit any internal organs. One of my favorite ones is when Tamora Morrison came back as a clone trooper from the 501st, as a veteran, as a homeless. The clone trooper. Because I just watched Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't get it. I know, sorry.
Tomorrow, the Boba Fett, the guy that plays Boba Fett, Jango Fett,
sorry.
actor.
Yeah. So
So he showed up as a clone trooper. Because if you watch the prequels, he was never in a suit. He was all CGI.
Mm-hmm.
But just if you watch the Clone Wars, I thought Rex was gonna be on the show. I really like Rex. Rex is really cool.
When they showed,
Yeah.
when they did show that homeless one, I thought the same thing. I thought Rex was gonna come. I'm like, okay, if Rex comes, this might help it.
show was gonna go.
Yeah, I thought so too. But
There's another character that I've been hearing in the
Cody.
comments. Who was that?
Oh, another who?
Obi-Wan's love interest, I guess.
She's dead.
Oh, she's dead?
Satine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about
I was thinking of who would play her in live action, but she's dead.
I know, but-
That's why you got to watch the show.
I only asked because I know you mentioned flashbacks, so I thought they were gonna do more flashbacks.
Nah,
of
I
her.
think he's over it. Unlike Anakin, he doesn't want to resurrect her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or anything like that. So,
I think it would have been cool to see a Natalie Portman flashback for one.
Yeah,
That
but
would've
she's
been
busy
kinda-
with Thor.
I know. But she's already there at the studio.
But maybe if Obi-Wan had teamed up with Rex or Cody, that would have been a cool infiltration of the fortress or whatever. Because
I don't know, but sounds cool.
if you I was skeptical of Clone Wars, obviously, but when I watched the show, I was like, they really flesh out content and characters from the Star Wars universe. Yeah.
Okay. Question for you guys. So there's this thing where Jedis bury their lightsabers in the sands. What's your thoughts on that?
don't like that. I think it's dumb. How the fuck you know where your fucking lightsaber is?
I know it's you have a map somewhere
Yeah,
just in case you want to.
this ain't this ain't Fallen Order. You're like,
Who was
yeah,
the first one to do that? Because I know in the sequel trilogy, Rey did that shit too, right?
bruh, that shit was dumb.
Yeah, because you have no lineage to this lightsaber.
What's your name? Ray.
Rey.
Skywalker.
Oh my god.
Dude, we should just bring back Jhoeanna to just rip off the fucking sequel trilogy.
Oh, I did not like
Wait, who
it.
buried the lightsabers? Obi-Wan?
Obi did, and he
When he retired,
Yeah.
he put away his lightsabers.
Oh,
but
okay,
it's like
okay.
a common thing that's happening. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, like why sand?
But yeah, you're right. How do you know? Like, do you like use the force and like I'm like, okay, I think it's here. I think it's here. I'm gonna just use the force. I feel it. It's here somewhere.
I mean, it's so tiny you can miss it easily anywhere.
How did Senator Bail Organa know where his cave is? You know, he just showed up to his cave.
yeah, well-
Like, bro. Right?
You're talking about the dad, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then I think he says, if you at the end, Obi's like, oh, if you know where to find me, and then but he's leaving, like he was leaving the cave, he was packing him. Like, what does that mean if he knows where to find him? If he like, I guess he knew him where the cave was originally, but he just said, you know where to find me, and then
Not know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that guy, then he was the one that sent the stupid message at the end of episode 5, right?
Yeah.
That revealed the location of Luke and all that shit.
So that was really dragging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the Rivas plot line.
another topic. Okay, sorry, I have a lot to say.
This show's gonna have a very low rating at the end, I can tell.
Okay, but I mean, what did you guys think when at the end Obi went to Leia and was like, "Oh, here are the traits of your father, and here's the traits of your mother." What's your thoughts on that?
I liked it because, like, this whole time, I mean, he could have just told her, "Your dad's Anakin, your mom's Padme. Look him up." But I like the whole thing about it because, as an adopted kid, you always want to know who your parents are, your traits. So I enjoyed it because he looked at them like he acknowledges that he was friends with them, and like the whole Clone Wars and stuff. You were a tight unit for a bit, and you know that's the character stuff that the show should have had more of.
I just find it more interesting that Obi actually has a closer connection with Leia than he does with Luke, because unless they make a show for season 2 where he actually does develop a relationship with Luke, for now he has a deeper relationship with Leia.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
Yeah, like you went to 4 worlds, you met Luke,
You
went to the
rescued me.
Death Star, and died. That's it. That's your only relationship,
Exactly.
and then showed up as a ghost. So
But yeah, I think it was really sweet because. But the thing is, how's their relationship in the Clone Wars? Padme and Obi-Wan, do they have a relationship in Clone Wars?
they all know each other. They
I know,
they're
but
going through a war together.
I know, but do they have like specific episodes?
So Obi-Wan's girl that he never got with is also a politician.
Yeah.
So it's like a double date kind of thing.
Okay.
It's like a parallel of Anakin, like a secret. They could have been together had you said the word. I would have been with you. And like she died, blah blah blah. Darth Maul, Darksaber, everything, all the connections to that. So he understands Anakin's like dilemma of either sticking with the Jedi Council or following your love of your life kind of stuff. So it's parallels.
Yeah.
But I think wrapping it up, like what would your scores be?
Overall,
Yeah, of the show.
Someone go first. I feel like I keep going first.
I think
You're the guest of honor, bruh.
I'm not gonna give it a number. I'm gonna give it a ranking.
How many lightsabers would you give it out of 10 lightsabers?
if I were to rank the live Disney Plus shows so far for Star Wars, Mandalorian's still at the top. This is only slightly better than Boba Fett for me. Only because I know, but it's like Boba Fett's really bad to me. But
Book
this
of
one
Boba was practically Mandalorian season 3.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Sorry.
2.5. So this one's
right.
Legends Night, yeah. But I'll give it like a 6. Anyway, yeah.
I was gonna say the same. I would say like a 6 or 7. Maybe I'm just being nice with a 7. But yeah, I think that would be my rating.
Nice with the stuff.
Yeah, I say solid 7.
There you go.
I think
Right?
I think logistically they should have done like more episodes, and they shouldn't have premiered at the same time as Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like a
distracting from it.
stickler because like
You're watching two things at the same time.
because these are flagship shows each month that I, with my subscription, that's the only thing that keeps me with Disney
I
Plus.
do have one more question for you guys, but
No,
later.
I was gonna say I agree. There was like a lot of things coming out. It was like Stranger Things, The Boys, yeah, like Obi, and then Miss Marvel. I was just like, how am I supposed to watch all of these?
I know. Especially Disney. This is their two properties. Like, don't do it
should've-
at the same time.
Like, you know how the first night was 2 episodes? Why don't you just do that every like week, like 2 episodes,
at
and
the time.
just keep it like really hot trending topic?
Would you be better if it were like longer episodes instead? Like
not longer episodes, just a little bit more episodes dedicated to a flashback or character development that Jhoeanna was saying.
Because me personally, I'm kind of getting tired of the 6-episode formula.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want like just give me a solid month of good long episodes, and I'm good with that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? 6 is a little too long at that point for me. Which is kind of weird.
I mean, logistically, like 8 40-minute episodes or
Yeah.
10
Yeah,
30-minute
they could
episodes.
do that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, give me a good 4-part series. Fuck the time length or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. We said that before. No, you don't need time limits or anything like that.
Okay. So my last question for you guys is: do you think they're oversaturating Star Wars a little bit right now? Do you think there's a little too much content coming out?
Oh man, this Disney. They want so much money. They want.
I know Disney's part, but how do you guys feel right now?
For me, I don't really care for Andor.
Mm-hmm.
I just want Mandalorian season 3, Ahsoka, and then I'm chill with everything else.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys excited for Taika's new movies too?
I don't really care for the movies
No, okay.
anymore.
Well, I'm thinking, like, you know, like, Star Wars has a big community. And people always just want more content, more things, and then
Me and
like
Mike were just talking about this. It's
Yeah.
like the most toxic community in the
it
world.
is very toxic. I'm part of that. But I'm just saying, like, I think like you know the recent 3 movies. When the first one came out, I remember the hype because like all the community was like, we haven't had a Star Wars movies in like years. The last one was like the third one. Yeah, 2006. So when that came out, it was like everyone went crazy. Like I think it's just a big community, and yeah, I think they're just gonna keep bringing out more content. I'm okay with it because again, it's a really big community, and people will always like continue to support and watch it. And I'll be probably the one will be probably watching it and everything. So, yeah.
I'm only asking because right now I'm actually experiencing the Marvel fatigue a little bit because I'm actually getting a little tired of all the content they're bringing out.
Just like every arc, there's an arc with this franchise. So
And it's like every month
fatigue.
there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I will say Marvel, I could see, like there's just so much going on, and now that they introduced the like the multiverse kind of thing, so it's chaotic.
Yeah, it's
and
very chaotic.
I could see that. But I'm okay with it. It keeps me busy. More content, just throw it, just please.
All right, semi last question. What color would your lightsaber be, Jhoeanna? As our guest of honor tonight or today, what would your lightsaber be?
Oh my god, that's a great question. Okay, if I had a lightsaber color, I want pink, right? I know it's a little like girly, but I lately as I got older, that is my favorite color. I think it would be different. I mean, I know it would be kind of close to Mace Windu's purple, I would say, but
Like an indigo?
yeah, like it's more of like a lighter pink, not a highlighter pink, but a lighter pink color. I don't know. I just really like pink. It's the color of Ditto, and Ditto is my favorite Pokemon. So there's that.
Cool. I mean, that's
What do you
interesting.
think? I already know.
You like that color?
Mine is
Yeah.
crimson red, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I like how you say crimson.
like
Very specific.
I know.
I'm very Sith out here, right?
I said light pink. So.
Yeah, and mine's right here. That's mine. If I have to choose one.
Which one?
The
Darksaber? Oh, the
yeah.
black one?
I love the black.
Oh,
The black is sick.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say the black is cool.
you're the only one in the galaxy with that.
I know. I probably can't even wield it. It'll be too heavy or something.
Yeah.
I'll be like Mando.
But that's our review on Obi-Wan. Shout out to our guest of honor, Darth Jhoeanna.
I thought you said I'm dark. I was like, I'm dark. I mean, it is summer. I feel it. I'm dark.
But come back again, Jhoeanna.
I know. Thank you for dropping by. And, you
Yes,
know,
thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun. This is my first podcast ever, and I'm excited to do more.
Yeah.
All right. So, just for the future, we're probably gonna do Thor, and maybe some other things too. So, oh yeah.
We probably
definitely.
watch The Boys now
Yeah,
that
we'll
you
probably
talked
watch
about
because
it.
of you.
please watch
Yeah, I know.
that was raw reaction of me screaming.
Fuck.
You saw that video?
Now I'm hyped.
I know. I'll watch it. I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, if you guys enjoy this content, please follow us on all social medias. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Apple Podcasts. Just keep on the lookout for future episodes, and we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. From the top of the dome
To the back of the pack,
we are
the
Top Back Podcast.
Peace.
Woo!